Howdy, folks. This is Frankie. One Rails will be here in just a momento. It seems like everything has stopped again. Oh, there we go. Now it's going. Sheesh. We're using old equipment. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Okay, at least it's going now. See how long it goes. Okay, this is what I've been working on here. Nancy's sister is part of an organization that's called the Hometown Girls, and it was support for a friend of theirs who had cancer. From what I understand, she's in remission, but yet she's still being treated for it. And over a year ago, she asked me if I could convert, let me see, they want that, convert this image right there to into a 3D plaque. The top image says Atwater Merced, Hometown Girls, says Believe, and has a rose on it with a ribbon, and then down below it shows a hometown girl showing her muscle, and it says fight like a girl. So I had to take that and separately and convert it, make it into three-dimensional, and I got about 95% done before the fire, and it burned everything up. So when I got the printer from Shom, thank you Shom, and got some filament from Glenn and from Mike, I started practicing and redesigning because, you know, I felt obligated. I didn't get no money or anything for this, but I did say I would do it, so I wanted to do it. Is this thing freezing up on me again? Yeah, I hope not. Anyway, let me get this down. As you can see in the corner there, it pauses and then goes and pauses. It's the video. What I'm using is an old cell phone that survived the fire. I cleaned it up and using the Wi-Fi connection to stream a video because I don't have no camera or anything to do it properly. So I'm using that, which is very low quality. And then the video on the right, it's coming from my cell phone that I got from my son, which was just like the phone I had that got burned up. It has a cracked screen and everything, but it works to feed this video of the things I have on the table. Now, let's see if I can get around here. These are some of the prototypes I was experimenting on, like this one here. There's no color, just the black and white. Came out really good. Originally, like this here, I had to, well, before the fire I had bought a flesh color filament and a hot pink or a pink filament to match the picture. So in doing this, I ended up having to repurchase the flesh color and they call it hot pink. I really didn't want to. I didn't have the money really for it, but I just knew I'd feel better if I can get this done and get it to them. My obligation would be taken care of, and everything would be fine. So my original plans was to print these without the hair ribbon and the blouse part, and I don't know if you see it, I had them print separately. Here's the blouse part that originally I had it where it actually snapped in like a puzzle, and here's one of the things, number 97, I think it was 97 millimeter or something, I don't remember exactly offhand, and it snapped in, right there. Yep, screen going black. I kept working with it. For one thing, I couldn't use my old designs because it was with a point 0.5, and what I have now is 0.4 tip. Measurements were all off. Then I figured, well, I'll go ahead and see if I can do it by layer. Originally I had these set at 1mm height, but it took forever to print the back base. And I figured, okay, well, I'll set it to a 1/2 millimeter, a 0.5 millimeter, which is real thin. Still gives you a backing. And I had the black outlines originally at 3mm, and I thought, well, that's way too high. So I brought it down to, I think it's either 1 or a 1/2. I think I tried 1 and then I brought it down to a 1/2. I figured a 1/2 millimeter would still do good for outlining. Which does the outline, the letters, prints it right onto the background, the eyes, the hair. Then I decided to try to do the blouse and the ribbon, the hair ribbon. Originally I did it at, well, I had it filled in. I had this area filled in. I printed it with the black, filled it in so I could print the pink on top, but the black would come through, which made the pink in that really, really dark. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to print this hollow, just the background, just the black outline with the white background. It'd be hollow, and print this at a 1/2 millimeter to where the first layer it puts down would be like a fill-in. It would fill in the area, and I see a screen went black. There we go. Fill it in, so when it came by again to print, it would print on top of the fill-in and raise it up some and fill in this area at a proper height. And I think I had it set for 1 millimeter high, because the base was a 1/2, the outside black was a 1/2, right up 1 millimeter. So I set this at 1 millimeter height to print the pink, and it worked pretty good. Now I did do an alteration I'm going to do today. Like if you see on the screen, I'm printing the back right now with the flesh color filament. Redoing another one. I raised the height a little bit on the blouse and the ribbon, so it made me fill this area in just a little bit more, because I noticed a couple of the prints I did, it lacked. Let me see if it shows it here. Not that one. Here's the one with that one had the white. That was one of my test ones. This is one has a flesh color. No, that was pretty good. Anyway, up here at the top there was a little groove that it didn't fill in, so I printed it twice. I did the 0.5 millimeter print, and then I told it to print it again. It print right over it, and it filled it in. So that would have made it a 1 millimeter print. Still, both at 1.5. I figured, well, I set it for 1.75 this time, just a little bit thicker, and see if I can just do a one print, and everything would fill in. Same thing with the lips here. That was a 0.5 millimeter print, and I had it where it just print right into the grooves of the black lips, and that worked. This way I didn't have to do any of this gluing and snapping. The only thing I have to glue in is the ribbon, this little tattoo. If you notice on the picture, let me bring it back up here. There we go. It has a little tattoo ribbon thing on her shoulder. Okay, bring it back. And I didn't want to do that with this, so I printed little tiny ribbon. Just put a dab of super glue on it, align it up, stick it on there, and it works just fine. So this is basically the final result of what it looks like. matched up to the picture. The only thing I do is I have my son bringing me a little bit of white paint so I can put the little white dots in the hair ribbon, which let's see here, which if you look close enough, the ribbon here has little white polka dots in it, and I didn't try to print that, so I figured it would be a lot easier to take like a toothpick, get a little paint on it, and then put little dots on it and let it dry, and that'll work. Let's see, get rid of that again. So that's basically what I've been doing, is a lot of modifying because things didn't quite work out dimension wise. Here's, like I say, this is some of the prototypes I did. That one I really like. I didn't add no color to it yet, but it came out pretty good. There's another one similar to it. I had to bring the lettering down a little bit to align. So we got that one, and the colors were off on here. I did this one with the black fill-in, and this shows you an idea of how dark it makes the pink when you have black behind it. And there's another one. Letters are good, rose is terrible. This was a misfit print. That was a demo I did with white. This is before I got the pink filament, the flesh color filament. It came out pretty good. The one like this I have up on the wall up there. Let me go see if I can get it, show you what it looks like completed. Keep having to reset that stupid phone. Keeps asking me, how are you sending this? So I'm hoping my video's coming through because it blocks it on my screen. Alright. Here is, let me move these two. Here is the finished one that I did with the rose, the ribbon, and the lettering. You can see it came out really nice. So I'm really pleased with it. I'm not going to do any other alterations to it. I did this just like I did the other, where I did it by height, 1/2 millimeter, 1/2 millimeter, and then this was brought up to 1 millimeter to start printing, and it fills in, like I was telling you about. The first layer filled in the gap, the 1/2 millimeter in the hollow area. Then the next one I did printed on top of that and filled it in really nice. And I mean, I saw things on the net telling you how you can print multiple colors and the heights, the layers and stuff like that, but I didn't see anything about where you could fill in, you know, use a hollow and fill it in and then print on top of that, and it'll work. And it turned out really nice. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick video to kind of give everybody an idea of what I've been working on. And there we go. And I thought it was, to myself, I thought it was pretty neat, and hope she likes it. All the trouble, well, all the hours, man, hours and days it's taken me. I know some of you guys out there says, oh, I could have kicked that out in just a few minutes. Well, I'm new to the software that I'm using. Fusion 360, I think it's called. I'm new to it, and I was trying to do everything with it except for the slicing. Now I used a different program, but I used Fusion 360, and learning how to expand and shrink and manipulate it took me a lot of time. Plus I also used oh heck, what was it? Something ink. I can't remember the name of it offhand. To help put the dimension into the letters and in the picture, to feed it into Fusion. Oop. Hand's getting a little shaky. Alright, anyway, I want to say thanks for anybody who happened to see this. Thanks a lot, and I'll go ahead and call this quits for right now. Take it easy, guys and ladies. Bye.